And good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session 6 of series 4 of Maternity and Midwifery Hour, and welcome to everybody here. My name's Sue Macdonald, and I'm the curator of the Maternity and Midwifery Hour, as well as the Maternity and Midwifery Festival. So it's my pleasure to be chairing this session this evening, and I'm joined this evening by Professor Amy Brown, who's I know will be known to many midwives and student midwives joining us. So welcome, Amy. And I always have to start with a moment of the week, just to start things off. So Amy, what is your moment of the week?
So we've been planning this one for the last 5 minutes, and I'm going to tie it into a special day it is today. So my moment of the week is my accidental going on a 20-mile run a few days ago now. And if people don't know, I've been doing a virtual run around the coast of Wales, which is 870 miles, raising money for the Human Milk Foundation, which is why it turns neatly into today being the World Day of Human Milk Donation. So if you'd like to sponsor me, all money is going to the Human Milk Foundation. They're currently planting a milk wood full of trees. So go check out their page after this, obviously.
Oh, wow. Now I just need to reiterate that though Amy is talking about a virtual run around Wales, it actually is a real run with real legs and feet. And if you follow Amy on her Twitter feed, you will see that an accidental run of 20 miles means just that, actual running along 20 miles. But how anyone could do 20 miles accidentally? Well, Amy, you are an inspiration.
Did involve an ice cream in the middle and gin when I got home, so don't worry about me too much. I haven't become a complete health nut.
I think that's very understandable. Excellent. Thank you very much, Amy. Well, first of all, we'll just go to the usual sort of things that we need to just go through before we move on to the meat of Amy speaking this evening. As many of you will know, these sessions were designed to support midwives and student midwives, people who want to become student midwives, people in maternity services who needed continuing professional development during this time, because obviously with the onset of the pandemic, opportunities for face-to-face activities or learning, study days, conferences and the rest were curtailed severely, completely in fact. So we needed to move everything online, and we felt that an hour a week would just give midwives and student midwives some information and contact with other midwives and other students. So I'm hoping that our audience this evening are people we know. I know a lot of you are old friends, so welcome. And just reminding you that all of the the festival materials and all these evenings are taped and recorded, and they're kept, and you can access them after the date. So if you enjoy this evening, which I know you will, definitely, and you want to share with your colleagues, you can find this on Netflix, and you can join your colleagues and watch it all over again, more than once if you wish. Very, very useful for those of you who are looking to do your revalidation, or if you're doing a project for further studies, or if you're a student doing an assignment, this is the place to go. Loads of information, loads of really good materials for you. So just look at Netflix. So thank you to them for looking after everything for us. Now, as you'll know, we're moving along the road, Max, slowly but surely. And there's been things opening up this week, and I suppose in particular pubs. Now, Amy's had a gin and tonic. I don't think that was in a pub, but I know many of you will have been able to actually celebrate being able to go out and have more social activities this week. And we're moving towards June where the restrictions will reduce further. But there are still people poorly, and we still need to be cautious, obviously, because it's still around, especially with the new variant. So look after yourselves and keep safe. Also, big thanks and big love also to our intensive care units, our high dependency care units, all the hospital services that are keeping people cared for and safe, and are now revving up to get all these waiting lists reduced. It's a lot of work to do, and they're just rising to it, as our good old NHS always does. Well done, fabulous. I'm always so proud to have been within the NHS. Fantastic. And a big thank you also to people in the vaccination services. Now, I know a lot of people doing vaccinations are nurses and midwives also. So a big thank you extras for you. And to our maternity services who've just carried on throughout, keeping everything good, keeping everything safe for mothers and babies and families. Now I'm just going to move on to this week's news, and this week's news first thing is a big congratulations to Angelina Adcomo, diabetes lead midwife at West Hertfordshire Hospital's NHS Trust, who won the BAME Award of Midwife of the Year on the 6th of May. Big congratulations to Angelina. I think she was amongst some strong competition, so it's fantastic to win that. Now, as Amy said, it's World Day of Human Milk Donation today. And so do go to the website, as Amy suggests, and have a look and see what's happening there. From 16th to the 22nd, it's World Respected Labour Day. And I don't know so much about that, but I think it's an American driven activity. And I know we do have some American nurses and midwives here watching. So hello to you. It's also World Preeclampsia Day. And check out, and this is all on your list of resources if you want to check this out, the Action on Preeclampsia website. It's the really fantastic place to go to get any information, support and training materials, information for women and families, also really good resources. I'm going to say a big greetings to Sheena Byram. Hi, Sheena. And I'm also going to just remind you about the Association of South Asian Midwives, Assam, and Society of African and Caribbean Midwives report from work with Black and Brown midwives, what we need to thrive. Again, that's on the resource page, and I really would recommend you read that. It's quite an uncomfortable read because it's people reporting what has been said very recently, which is not necessarily a good thing for the people who are experiencing that. So do have a look at that and absorb it and share it with your colleagues. It's also today, International Day of Action Against Bullying in Nursing and Midwifery. This is very much led by the Australian and United States midwives and nurses. And I wanted to kind of highlight it because I think it's really important. I know we have our anti-bullying day sometime in November, but I think we always have to keep it on our agenda. It always is a bit shocking to me to think that in nursing and midwifery, and then within the health services also, there is bullying. And sometimes it's people who don't realise they're bullying or think they don't realise. And I think we really need to look at the effect on people of bullying, both people who are bullied more because they're the victims, but also the people who are bullying because often they've come from some problem themselves. So I'm going to just share actually a poem that was written by Jenny Clark, the wonderful Jenny Clark, who's known to many of you as Jenny the Midwife, in honour of this day. And this she has written poems before, and this one she wrote specially for tonight and for this day. So it's called Bullying. Just trying to change how good care is made. Make a difference, not put others in the shade. Campaigning strongly about your important issues. Finding ourselves bullied, reaching for tissues. They tell you to think outside the box, failing to protect you from slurs, smears and knocks. Colleagues who you once thought friends, no interest whatsoever in making amends. Mocked for awards that we receive. No sense of the bigger picture, leaves others jealous and aggrieved. Some in the NHS see achievements as competition. Success isn't defined in a pay rise or promotion. When you make a difference to a woman's experience, future midwives see you as a positive influence. There's more to being bullied than the bullies know. We look back with pride at the compassion we showed. As time goes by, the bullies grow old. It was never their invisible cloaks that were made of gold. That's got a shiver down my neck, actually. And thank you, Jenny. That's beautiful. And thank you for sharing it with us. If you want a copy of that, just have a look on Twitter and we'll also put it on the resource page for you. Now, I'm not going to take more time from Amy because I promised her a really full part of an hour. This evening, we're going to be looking at the rhetoric, can't even say the word, and reality of motherhood and being a new mum. And this is in the context of really understanding women's experiences and how midwives can provide information support tailored to each mum and her baby. And I'm so pleased, delighted to welcome Professor Amy Brown. She's well known to many of you, to many midwives and students. She's a professor of child public health at the Swansea University. She's got a background in psychology, and she spent the last 13 years exploring psychological, cultural and societal influences on infant feeding decisions in the first year. Her research seeks to understand how we shift our perceptions of how babies are fed away from an individual mothering issue to a wider public health problem with societal level solutions. And she's published loads of papers, loads of books. An example is Breastfeeding Uncovered there, and the positive breastfeeding, I'm trying to get it, breastfeeding book. And she's got a new book out too. I know she's going to share that with you, and I know it's going to be a very precious book. She's also a blogger and a tweeter, and she's also been in 2019 named as one of the nation's lifesavers by the Made in Uni movement or group. I'm not sure how you'd say it. So a big welcome to Amy, and thank you so much for making the time to be with us. The screen is now yours, Amy.
Thanks for watching this video from the Maternity and Midwifery Forum. For more expert opinion and analysis, hit the button below to subscribe.